what did all of this cost? How much would it cost you to build something like this? I'm going to answer those questions in this video and give you a rundown of all the different parts. We're going to start with the enclosure. The enclosure itself, I spent $0 in wood because I had MDF and I had plywood, 3/4 inch maple plywood. But if you had to go out and purchase 3/4 inch, any kind of plywood, whether that's birch, maple, you want to get a decent quality and some MDF, it'll probably run you between $15 and $20 for the small craft sheets. That's all you would need. Remember, this is only about 20 inches in length here, and in depth you have about 12 inches, and height you have 3 inches in the back here. So you can get by with a craft sheet. That's what I would recommend. Then the acrylic from Houston Acrylic, they range anywhere from $8, $9 for a sheet like this to $25 to $30, depending on the high quality and what you want. So I have roughly $30, $35 worth of acrylic just on these two sheets. The top sheet was way more expensive than the bottom sheet, but that translucent sheet, 1/4 inch, I think was around $9, $10, and this one was around $20, $22, I believe. You can look around on their site. You can find some really nice deals. They have some limited stock that they try to get rid of every once in a while, so you can get some pretty decent deals. Then you have these green silicone feet. I buy these from a man named Mitch Rudman. Mitch Rudman from eBay. He sells all kinds of different colors and styles. This is the higher style. What I have on the bottom here is your low profile style. I wanted it to be as low to the ground as possible, but I still want that light to come through, the low profile, and that came in around $13. And I also have those threaded inserts. I paid $9 for the pack. I used 4 of them. So I invested roughly $1 and change for the pack itself, or for what I used it here. So we're looking around $60 just for the enclosure, but you can save a ton of money if you have that wood sitting around already. Maybe you have threaded inserts already. Maybe you come up with a different way to attach that saves you money that you don't have to go out and buy those. Next, we have our side mounts. So these USB, I use Penguin. There's tons of different brands out there, but I've always used these. In fact, I didn't actually purchase these for this board. I already had them sitting around. But if I look at my 3 that I'm using here, it's around $20 because the double one was a little bit more expensive. But then I have the 2 single USBs over here, USB-Cs. I was going USB-A, and I'm thankful to now upgrade this one into completely USB-C. And we have our 2 TS mounts on the side. Those were really cheap. They were like $7. Yeah, there's nothing really fancy about them. They have ones that are inset and they look nicer, but I just wanted something simple, and they do a nice job. So all in all for that, it's around $25 for my mounts on the outside. But if we go on the inside, then we have these USB-C connectors, these anchor connectors, and we have my U-Green hub. And when I look at those, that's roughly around $35 for my power delivery hub. Of course, many of you already have those. You have repurposed, you can easily repurpose the one you have and use that on this new board if you decide to build one. The small anchor ones, you can just use any USB-C. I opted to get these 6 to 12 inch long ones to keep the inside nice and clean. And that was all I needed because being the board's only 20 inches wide. So those all run me around that $35 as well. The most expensive part, of course, is the buttons, the retro loop, and all of the wires and everything. So the retro loop will run you around $70. That sounds expensive for an Arduino, and it is, but the value is there. You don't have to, it took me no time to hook everything up, as you saw earlier. I didn't have to learn how to solder. I know how to solder. I'm still not good. But the big thing is troubleshooting. If I need to take something out and replace it, that's really easy. With solder, not so easy. Even if you're a skilled solderman, it's still going to take you more effort to get that out, heat up your solder and go through it that way than just unplugging it like this. So time, convenience, all of that, ease of use, all of that factored in, you're getting a great deal at $70. It's the brain behind all of this. So it's really the most important piece of this entire build. I couldn't do any of this without the Retroloop Neo. That you can get at shop or retroloop.shop and many of the other things. These buttons, these are the, wait, hold on one second. Samduxa buttons. You'll see Sanwa buttons. You'll see all kinds of different ones. I opted for the translucent ones, not on purpose, but it is really nice that they are illuminated this way. And also the Canva. Now, I will tell you that the Canva was very expensive. I think, let's see over here. The Canva was around $60 for this pack. And I only used 4 of them. You know, so I'm gonna do the math and say, oh, I only used $15, $16 worth of those for this build, but you can do it much cheaper. And these are just one of those extra things that I think sets the board up to be even better than what it has or what it was prior. These were around $4 each. That's really expensive. I really like them. I don't regret it. But if you're looking to save money, head over to retroloop.shop. Adam has a whole list of buttons that he's been doing this much longer than me. I'm only about 3 months into the arcade button game, and I'm kind of a sucker, so I ended up buying just the ones I liked because of the colors. Adam has tested out tons of different arcade buttons for you all, and you can choose the ones that he has on his site. He's not selling them currently, but he'll give you a link to Amazon for all of that. You'll get great deals. You are helping him out. They are affiliate links, so you're helping out Adam, and he can continue to put more and more time, money, effort into developing this product. So head over to retroloop.shop for the buttons, as well as all the wires. He has everything laid out for you. I'm going to put links in the description for all of these things. And a lot of them I'm going to send you over to Adam's site so that you can browse and see what he has there. Again, affiliate links right over to Amazon, but you're helping him out by doing so. I have around $12 worth of wires on the inside of here for all the different buttons, as well as the RGB button and the harness and all that stuff. So when you look at all of that, I'm about $145 in on the board, on just the Retroloop, your wires, and all of the buttons. So that's where the majority of the cost is. So all in all, when you look at the totality of this, you're about $250 into building your custom board. Like I said, you can do it cheaper. If I went with the Adams pedals, I might be able to knock $50 off of all of this, and I can do it for under $200. If I decide to use a plywood top, that, again, Houston Acrylics, they sell 1/4 inch and 1/8 inch plywood. That's much cheaper than only $5 or $6. I could cut another $20 off this. So you could build this board, especially if you have the free wood, for around $150 if you're smart with the choices you made and not like what I did, that I was just going, whatever I wanted to get for this particular board, I was just going to get it because it's hopefully going to last me at least a couple years before I decide that I want to make something else. So again, all in all, around $250 for this board. You could do it for $150 if you head over to retroloop.shop and see what Adam has over there. All right, so I'm going to do another video where I'm going to talk about a couple extra things that I purchased that I'm going to get a lot of use out of.